Hello and welcome, it's Leon Street, and in this video I'm talking about the three-step marketing method that takes coaching leads from cold to clients in less than 5 days. Even if your prices are between $3,000 to $10,000 or more, without complicated niche, cold DMs, funnel automation, or spammy tactics. So in this video, I'm going to take you through 4 key areas that you can focus on in order to achieve these types of outcomes. And I'm going to give you some explanation as well. Now, as I'm going through this, if you've got any questions, and in particular, if you've got questions related to generating more leads for your coaching business, then drop them in a comment below this video. And if you're watching me live, give me a hashtag team live or a hashtag team replay if you're watching this on the replay. And I guess, as with everything, the importance of what I want to share with you is in the details. And I've also got an amazing offer that I want to share with you so you get clear on how you can apply some of these principles beyond this very short insight that we're going to go into today. So remember, if there's anything that you like the sound of, come back to it, hit the rewind on the video and just skip back to the parts that make sense to you and you want to implement. So before we get going any further, just remember, once again, if you've got any questions, just drop them below in a comment below this video and I will come to those personally. Now, I guess the next port of call really where I want to get to is, like, I'm going to share with you results that are real. So when I say real, I'm not teaching theory. There's a lot of people in the marketing space, especially when it comes to coaching, that talk a lot of theory. What I'm going to share with you is all about tried and tested results that I help my clients with. Also, I hold high values when it comes to integrity and my approach in terms of authenticity. And so these are all results here by client that are practicing my methods, but also have the same values. So Dr. Ashish generated 700 leads in 3 days using what I'm about to share with you. This was Norik. He did $5,500 in coaching sales over a weekend. Denise closed $14,200 in coaching sales using this method. Janine generated 879 leads in 3 days. Angie, she closed $24,000 in coaching sales. Alston did 292,000 in sales in 3 months using what I'm about to share with you, plus many more. So the key, and once again, what I want to share with you is what I'm going to show you in the 4 key areas that we're going to touch on is that this is all real. So I just want you to understand that it's worth your time watching what I'm about to share with you. Here's Denise. She did 13K launch with 15 people signed up, 7K cash. Another client, first $10,000 sale. Another client, 50 leads that led to £28,000 in sales. That was the 700 leads in 3 days from Ashish, one of my clients. Here's another. I got over 75 leads in 24 hours. And here's another lady. She did $15,000 with a very simple tip that I'm going to share with you as well in the next steps of this presentation, guys. So if you want to get the deep dive into what I'm going to share with you, because this is the kind of the preview, the shorter version. But if you want to get the deep dive, on the 17th of November, so this is a Thursday the 17th coming up, I'm actually holding a live interactive webinar. Will be on Zoom. So me, you, and a bunch of other coaches. And we're going to be focusing deeper into this topic, the 3-step marketing method that takes coaching leads from cold to clients in less than 5 days. It takes place at 3 p.m. UK time, which is 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time in America. If you want to be part of that, you need to register your seat to get the Zoom invite link. And it's very simple. Just go to the web address that you see on the screen. And I have also shared it into the comments on videos. If you don't see the link, just comment webinar and I'll just reply to your comment and send you the link so you can register. But it's businessownerelevation.com/LTC-webinar. But like I said, if you want the easy route, just comment webinar and I'll send you the link so that you can register and be part of this. So that's coming up 17th. Where does this all come from? So I'm sharing a statistic on screen with you because I want you to understand where coaches are right now. So if you're a coach doing about $10,000 to $20,000 or dollars a month, this is the state of play for you. If you're doing a bit less than 10,000, this is also applicable. There was this survey done, and then I use this survey so much because I really want to drive home the biggest challenge that coaches have right now, which is attracting clients. So this was a survey done by FaxWorks, and what they found is the number one most important challenge that small businesses face is attracting customers. It was like number one, 79% of responses stated that. And the point that I want to get to with this, and why I feel this is so important for you, is like every week I have coaches who join my community. So I have a free Facebook community where I share different resources and insights. We have about 1,100 coaches. And when a person joins our community, here's the really interesting part. You have to answer 3 questions to join our private community. And when people answer, one of those questions is simply, what's the biggest marketing or sales challenge that you're facing in your business? And I can tell you, like 80 to 90% of the answers are always around generating leads. So look at this response. This was earlier today, 3 hours ago. And I took a screenshot just to show you guys. Look, the biggest challenge they face is getting engagement with leads, right? And as if, that's like an isolated incident. No, it's not. Look at this. Here's another one. What's the biggest marketing sales challenge you're facing? Generating leads. We see this week in and week out, day in and day out. The biggest challenge we believe that exists out there, especially for coaches around that 10 to 30K a month mark, is generating leads. Because usually once you've got to 10 to 30K, it's about creating consistency and momentum, right? And the biggest challenge is that you get so far, but it's like you can't break through the next level. And the reason for that is many, many different things. But here's some of the common ones. You've got a team, you've got to pay for different expenses. You're probably committed to a coach or other investments. You've got commitments with your personal life, probably mortgage, car payments, and all those different things. And you get to a point where you're managing your cash flow, but you need to generate more leads. But how do you, break through? Part of it is to look at your business model, which we can also cover. But in the 4 points that I'm talking about, you've got all these different scenarios that you have to face. And getting past that 10 to 30K a month mark requires you to focus on the 4 steps that I'm going to share with you. If it's making sense, guys, just drop a yes in a comment or give me a heart. I really appreciate that. And as I said, if you got specific questions, I'll come to those. But let me jump forward into what I want to touch on now. So now that we know, look, like this is proof that I get. But as I mentioned a moment ago, the number one challenge that coaches are facing in small businesses is attracting customers. And like I said, this is what I'm seeing with people who are joining my community day in, day out, weekly. Leads, leads, leads. That's the problem, right? Generating leads. Here's what I believe lead flow is in simplest terms when it comes to your coaching business. You need traffic. Traffic is getting in front of your market, in front of your niche. You need a way to turn them into leads. You need a way to convert those leads into prospects, meaning qualifying. And usually that happens in DMs or a phone call, but mostly in chats, DMs. And then the final piece is sales. Obviously, sales is where you convert a person to becoming a client. So I've got a bunch of resources as well that I want to tell you about very quickly. These you get access to if and when you join the webinar that I mentioned that I'm running. The webinar is called the Leads to Clients Masterclass. And I gave you the link a little bit earlier, and I'm going to show you in a moment. But first, what I want to do is get into the 4 steps of what you can do, as I put with the headline today, which is to generate more clients, right? So the 4 key areas that I want to focus on is 2 clients a week, because that's what I put in the headline for this short intro. How do you get 2 clients a week? Well, here's the agenda. Very simple. Niche. But I want to dive deeper in terms of what most of you understand niche to be, because a lot of people talk about niche, and a lot of people say, I know my niche. I've got my niche. I know the people that I work with. I know who they are. And the reality is that most coaches don't. And the reason why I say that is because if you're at the 10 to 30K level, if you truly know your niche, you wouldn't be at that level, because you'd understand the kind of message that needs to be in front of that niche. And I'm here to give you answers to that right now. See, the thing is, when you're putting content out there, whether it's video, whether it's on, Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, wherever, Instagram, most people, they drop into a number of categories, and I'll pull out some of the top ones. You've got the people who they're a bit, I guess not as confident, and they have this kind of internal fear about being on camera. That's the first thing. Then you've got other people who love being on camera, but they tend to waffle, like really not really having real structure to what they're talking about and how to actually bring a person through the journey of whatever they're sharing to the point where the person says, you know what, I'd like to find out more about what you do. And then you've got other people who they love to teach. And in the teaching, they lose the connection with the audience. And what I want to share with you is that your niche, there's 2 simple parts. And I've released lots of videos about this on my YouTube channel. Just go to Leon Street on YouTube. where your niche is two simple parts, but I'm going to dive deeper into the simplicity. First of all, it's who, meaning who are the type of people that you like to work with. And the second part is what. What is the problem that they have that you usually help them to fix? That's a niche. But let's dive deeper. When you think of your niche, most people understand that there's demographics. So the logical attributes like age, location, language, income, so personal income, perhaps business income if you do business to business, and all these different demographics. And then you've got psychographics. What are the reasons why they'll buy from you? Meaning their frustrations, their fears. What's the want that they have, the outcome, the promise that they're looking for? This makes up your niche combined with the problem. But here's the deeper dive. Yeah. The deeper dive is what are the scenarios that your niche are in? What's going on around them? What is their day-to-day life like? What are their relationships like? What is their business like? Now, depending on what kind of coach you are, whether you're a business coach, a life coach, and you think about your niche, a lot of people talk about avatars, and that's a good way to kind of picture what are the different avatars, for instance, like the top 3 to 5. What does their life look like? Do they have children? What situation are they in? Are they grown children, young children, older children? How does that affect them? How does that affect their life? How does it affect their business? And the more you understand these scenarios, the more you can paint a picture when it comes to creating your message, right? And this is the thing. Most people don't understand the scenarios that their niche are in. And coupled with that, they don't come from a place of empathy because they don't understand and they haven't really put the time into looking at what their niche are hearing, seeing, thinking about, feeling, as well as what's going on in the market, perhaps the market that they're buying from already, what their peers are buying into. And all of this is giving you it's almost like a 3D picture of what's going on. You could say 4D with the feelings because you can't see feelings, but this is helping you to actually paint the picture that needs to be translated into a marketing message. Do most coaches know how to do this and turn it into marketing? No. And that's part of the problem. But there are simple ways to do that. First of all, you need to identify this stuff like I've just shown you, and that's the very quick version. But the second thing is, how do you use it? Now, the second point that I want to talk about is lead flow. And quite often lead flow is going to come from your message. And I'm assuming that you have some type of audience because you can't get any flow if there's no audience to flow that message to. So one of the key things that you need to understand when it comes to lead flow is that while you're building your audience, connecting with people, growing your audience, you may be running some paid ads, and that's helping you to either build like a Facebook community or a LinkedIn group or wherever you're investing your time to grow that audience. Could be TikTok, could be Instagram, wherever it is. But the key as you are growing your audience is message. Now, the message, as I just shared with you a moment ago, it comes from the scenarios and empathy and the information that you have about your niche. Now, if you don't have this information, it's safe to say that your marketing is going to be difficult. And that's probably why you're hitting that 10 to 30K ceiling. And that's why you're finding it a bit more difficult, because not knowing your niche has other ramifications, which we're going to go into in a moment. But let me just jump forward in terms of message and lead flow. So when you have a small audience or disengaged audience, this is a problem. And coupled with your message, it's a problem you must fix in your business, right? Because no lead flow, big problems. Your job is to find where your niche hang out and convert them into leads with your message. So I want to show you a couple of examples of my clients and how they were able to do this and turn that lead flow into a full flowing faucet. Yeah, water, leads pouring out. So here's one of my clients. I shared the results a bit earlier with you. This is Dr. Ashish, and you can see across Facebook and across Instagram, she was able to, in 3 days, generate 700 leads, right? And the cool thing about this, it's not like a one-off, right? I've got lots of case studies and lots of results. Here's another client. I got 75 leads in 24 hours. Now, the cool thing about this is it's knowing what to put in your message. And quite often, it's a very simple trick, guys. If you have some type of lead magnet, a guide or a video series, that is a good thing to promote, to offer to people, to get them engaged and also to know who's interested. Because once you can offer something that appeals to what your niche want, meaning it helps them to get that step closer to their wants, their desires, or it helps them to overcome perhaps frustrations or fears, This is what's going to help to trigger people. And it's not like a one trick pony where it just happens once. It's understanding one key thing, how to change their false beliefs. And quite often, people don't understand what the beliefs are of their niche. So I mentioned to you guys a moment ago in terms of scenarios, empathy, and that final piece there is beliefs. What beliefs do they have? So there's the 700 leads in 3 days. So when you got your message right and you've got your audience, this is how you can generate more leads, lead flow. So what's the next step? Well, once you've generated leads, you need to qualify those leads. And I see this so often where people don't qualify their leads and they get to the stage where they're perhaps on a sales call and they're speaking to the wrong person because that person gives them the objection of, oh, I'm not sure that's right for me. I don't have the money. I need to think about it. But there's a step that you can take before your sales calls happen, before you sell your coaching programs, where it helps you to qualify and puts you in a position of the authority. And that's simply, are they a fit? Qualify in DMs. Now, on the webinar that I've got coming up, I'm going to share with you a DM script that you can use. I call my DM script the confirm by chat method. And it's my method because what I get people to do and what my clients use it with as well is to get their leads, their prospects to confirm by chat that they want to book in for a call, right? Pretty cool, right? Confirm by chat. So the key here is when you're qualifying, it's to set up a conversation that's a two-way flow. And this is where most coaches kind of fail because they think, hey, let me speak to them in DMs. Hey, do you want more help, life coaching to turn your life around? Or do you want more career advice, leadership or career coaching? Or do you want to generate more leads, business coaching perhaps? Or do you want to, double your business type of thing? And the thing is, when you come from that place, when you go straight to what they want and you ask direct questions like that, it fails. And the reason why it fails is because you haven't got a conversation that moves with a flow to get a person to feel like it's easy to speak to you without some type of pitch going to kind of come out of nowhere, like surprise them. And even when people really want, what it is that you have, and they even know in the back of their mind, for instance, your prospects probably know that you've got something to eventually sell to them, there's a way to keep that conversation flowing so they don't feel like you're just immediately pitching to them, which we know all happens on social media. We get probably like 10 appointment setters every day, especially on LinkedIn as well, where people are like, hey, are you interested in this? Are you interested in that? And there's no relationship or there's no flow or rhythm built. So the key is to have a really cool script that gets people to confirm by chat. So if you want to, as I mentioned a moment ago, get access to my free script, my method that my clients and I use, I'll show you in a moment when you join our webinar on the 17th of November. But the final step, very simple, guys. When you've generated, leads, you've got your lead flow, you're qualifying prospects, the next step is sales. Now, if you're selling coaching programs, anything from 3 to 10K plus, most of the time, 99% of the time, it's done on a phone call. So in order to make sure that you convert as many people as possible, it's very simple, guys. First of all, you need an offer, right? And I have a method called the no-brainer irresistible offer. And then there is a second thing that I'm going to get onto in a moment. So my NBI offer method, no-brainer irresistible offer, very simple. If you qualify people in the right way, I'll give you a very simple tip. Show them the offer before they get to the sales call, right? And if you join me on the webinar on the 17th of November, I'm going to show you exactly how you do that, but how you do it in such a way that the person just feels like it's almost too irresistible not to turn up on the sales call with you, right? And another thing, we don't call it a sales call, we call it an application call, which is really cool as well. And again, it's all about putting your prospect at ease that it's okay to speak to you, even if they end up buying, but it's okay to speak to you, like the risk level is lowered. Now, here's the cool thing. If you create an offer the right way, you can get people to turn up to calls with you because they see quite clearly what the benefit, what the promise is, what the guarantees are, and the fact that speaking to you is important because you're going to help them get what they want and overcome the problems that they're going through. You see, what most coaches do is say, hey, so you need help, jump on a call, present an offer to them, scares the person when the price is delivered and the person is not ready. They haven't shifted mentally like, I'm ready to buy. Whereas if you use a no-brainer irresistible offer approach, which again, I'm going to share with you on the webinar I've got coming up on the 17th of November. If you want to be on that webinar, just comment webinar below this video right now, and I'll come back to you and send you the link so that you can register. But this is key. But what else do you need with a no-brainer irresistible offer? You need a script on how to conduct the sales call. Now, for me, this is really important because at the 10 to 30K a month level as a coach, you need a script because you've probably got team members, either appointment setters or sales closers, and you want to have a script that you know that they're following. So it comes from a place of integrity, it comes from a place of honesty, and it comes from a place of serving the prospect so that they can eventually become a client, right? So that they can get the very help that they're on the call for. But most people don't have a script, or they rely on somebody else to have a script. Now, if you've got the right type of script, what it's going to do is turn you into the trusted advisor, right? And I hear quite a lot from coaches who they don't have a script. They think, oh, I presented an offer or I've sent a quote. Again, wrong type of approach to their business. And when you send quotes, off the back of a sales call, it's then, oh, am I going to get the follow-up call? Is the person going to ghost me? Blah, blah, blah. When you use this method that I'm talking about, and like I said, I'm going to share more with you on the webinar we got coming up, it puts you in a position of power because the person only booked a call because they saw the offer when you qualified them. And when they're on the call, you'll be using a script that's going to help you qualify a person even more and get them to the point where you present using a 6-point method that gets them ready to buy. Now, for me, this is probably one of the biggest things that you can do in your business, which is to make the whole steps from traffic, leads, qualifying, to your offer, to the sales call as easy as possible. Because as a coach, right, as a life coach, business coach, career coach, leadership coach, running your business at that level is hard enough as it is, right? There's so many moving parts. And quite often it can feel like you don't know whether you're coming or going. So the more simplistic you turn your business model into, the easier it is for you to actually grow. And this is the thing, you take out the complexity, you make it simple, and this is what allows you to grow. Sounds interesting, right? Because most people think, let me add a bit more complexity, let me make it a bit more sophisticated. And actually that's what slows the growth. That's what creates the glass ceiling and that you can't seem to get through. So as I mentioned to you guys, I've got a bunch of resources that I can give you, and it will go over the key steps that I've shown today. And in particular, we're going to focus on 3 key steps, i.e. my 3-step marketing method that takes coaching leads from cold, whether you're running ads or you're doing organic marketing, to clients in less than 5 days, even if your prices are 3 to 10K or more, without complicated niche approach or research. No cold DMs, no funnel automation or spammy tactics, none of that. I'm going to give you literally step-by-step of what you need to do. So it's going to be a live interactive webinar. It's not pre-recorded. You'll be there live with me. And for those of you who turn up, we'll have a really cool Q&A session where I'll answer specific questions and I will give you resources that you can actually implement. So if you want to be part of that webinar, I suggest you join. It is for free, guys. And so I'm going to just put the link into the chat. If you don't see the link, just comment webinar. And wherever you've commented webinar, I will send you a message and give you the links that you can register. This is probably going to be the last webinar before the end of this year, because I've got another workshop, a planning workshop I'll be delivering. But if you want to know how to generate leads and just really get things firing, ready for 2023, and knowing what direction you're taking your coaching business, jump onto this webinar that I'm hosting. I'm telling you right now, you will not be disappointed because I've got some special things that I'll be sharing with you. So again, I shared with you the 4 steps. We got niche, we got message, we got qualifying, and then we also had sales. Now, these are results from my clients, like real results. So when you join me on the webinar, these are the kind of results my clients get with the methods I'm sharing with you. 10K, so £10,100 in sales this month. That was in 7 days, which is like $14,000. Haroon, £10,000, which is a $13,000 day. Using the methods, and look what Haroon said. Thank you for the bloody amazing support. I've always hoped I'd find a business coach or mentor who I have a lot of respect for. You're the only one who's made the mark as far as I'm concerned. Like, so as I said to you guys, I don't teach theory. This is all stuff that we put into practice, me and my clients, and we get results. Another client, she did $15,300, which is $21,000 in 1 month. A couple of other clients. Matt did 3K starting, and then within 4 months he did £100,000, focusing on the right niche. So this was the niche exercise I spoke to you about. Dwayne, he did 28,000 in 1 month, and that was off the back of 50 leads. Another client, Raf, he did 116,000 in 2.5 months. Same thing, niche and knowing how to create the right offer using the NBI offer method that I mentioned. Another client, he used the NBI offer method. This is Nate. He did $768,000 in 3 months and 1 week. He actually ended up doing 1.47 million in 6 months using the things that I'm going to share with you, the framework, the method. Another client, he did this with a £40 offer. It's like $50, £753,000, right? That's $1 million. Amazing results. So if you want to get access to the methods that I teach, and look, I'm going to give you things that you can implement. This isn't going to be like just a theory webinar. Join me. I'm going to take you through the steps that you need to be clear on. There will be some bonus resources that you can also get access to, which I mentioned some of them on here. You can get access to my NBI offer worksheet, my DM script worksheet, and a whole bunch of other things, guys. Just join me on the webinar. If you want to be on the webinar, just comment webinar below this video. I'll send you a message with the link to register. It takes place on the Thursday, the 17th of November, 3 p.m. UK time, which is 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You will not be disappointed. It's going to be about 60 to 90 minutes, depending on questions. I don't expect to go over 90 minutes because I haven't got more than 90 minutes to deliver this amazing training. And trust me, it's all planned out specific for you with the free resources. If you got any other questions, guys, around generating leads, growing your business, drop them in a comment below this video. I will come back to them and check them personally. Other than that, I just want to say, if you're not following me, make sure you follow me, whether it's Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, wherever this video is showing up. And then finally, for those of you on YouTube, please do subscribe, click on the notification bell, and you'll be notified of my upcoming videos. Guys, thank you very much for watching. I'm Leon Street, and I'll see you on the 17th. Take care.